Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Open Heart Healing. My name is Sarah Walsh, and I am an ambassador for Christ consciousness. That's it. That's all I am. I mean, that's a big thing, right? Welcome to today's Tea and Tarot. Today is January 21st, 2022, but these messages are timeless, so whenever you see this message, then hopefully at least one of the messages will resonate for you at this time. And thank you for being here with me in this now moment. Again, I'm a little later in the day. I didn't even know if I'd be able to get to this video. I ended up having so much stuff to do today, but it's later in the afternoon and the sun is now coming into the space, which gets a little weird looking, I see, but anyway. So today I was guided to use my mug from my friend Denise here. Her name's Denise. So the message I got with that was, I know I said when I used this mug before, if you saw that video, that last year for Valentine's Day we decided to be each other's Valentine, since neither one of us have a boyfriend or husband or whatever. So we sent each other Valentine's Day presents, and so this was her present to me. She had this mug made with our picture on it from our class reunion that we went to together. I don't know when that was, like, oh, it must have been 2016 that we had this reunion. And so the message I got was that the women, and I've seen it in my life too recently, and that's why I was getting this message, is that the women are, stepping up for each other. So because a lot of us, for some reason, don't have male partners, that the women have decided to kind of like take care of each other. And so that was a message that I got from using this mug today, was that we need to just keep taking care of each other, and that we might not be able to make it on our own, but if we come together with each other, that we'll be able to make it through. So yeah, I apologize for my words. I'm having this Mercury retrograde is really affecting me, like really a lot. And clearly I'm having trouble getting words out. Maybe I shouldn't have done this video today after all, but here I am anyway, giving it a go. I like doing these videos anyway. And I was guided to wear my dolphin earrings today, so we have dolphin energy with us. Yeah, the stones, this ring and this necklace are Chryskolla. I don't know how you spell that. CHRYSCOLLA or something like that. So I don't know, maybe if anyone's interested in looking into that. It's really windy today, and the wind is like freezing cold. So the tea I'm drinking today is the licorice peppermint, which I've discovered is my favorite one. So we're going with my favorite tea today. Oh, one other message I was supposed to tell you, that I was supposed to tell you this yesterday, but I forgot, was if you were with me for the live where that glass thing fell down and broke when I was on camera. And I remember getting the message at the time, but I'd forgotten about it, but that maybe something shocking was going to happen to somebody or whatever. And then that night was the night that I was guided by Jesus to watch the documentary on Jesus. That the ending ended up being shocking to me, where I said my mouth literally was hanging open like this. So anyway, that was, I guess, another message from that glass breaking. That glass breaking had many messages, very quantum thing that happened. So at least there was like reasons for it, right? Anyway, we'll get into the cards. Make sure I'm holding the cards right. So I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me. Yeah, when the sunlight's coming in like this, it just makes everything kind of confusing. And then I'm wearing this tie-dye pattern. Erin, I'm not taking all these cards. I can't take that many cards. That'd be too many. I don't have time. I gotta go. Sorry, but I just saw 444, which is apparently my number this year, the fours, since I'm 44 now. I've been seeing fours everywhere. Yeah, I have to go pick up my younger son soon from school. So to try to make this a little bit of a quick video. I already picked up my older son from school. He got done early because he was having finals. Ooh, that's a good card. The Magician. The number 1 card. But it is not the first card. The first card is 0, the Fool. So the Magician, number 1, is actually the second major arcana card in the deck. In case you didn't know. Now you do. All of a sudden I'm having pain in my lower back, so if somebody's having pain, I don't know if you are, I'm feeling it. Ooh, got some fiery cards here. It's on the bottom today. Ooh, Ace of Cups. Love that card. Makes me think of the Heart Portal. The Heart Portal. Okay, so this is the Light Years Tarot. I'm just really scattered. This is what happens to me sometimes with Mercury retrograde too. It's like my thoughts are all scattered all over the place, and I can't focus, and I can't get the words out, and I drop stuff. Like everything goes wrong. It's all right. I'll make it through. So we have, like I said, number 1, the Magician. And we have the 2 of Wands. And we have number 6, the Lovers. So we have 2 major arcana cards today. That was just a noise outside. Oh, it's UPS. UPS is here, I guess. I don't know if they're here, but maybe for a neighbor or me. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. Come on. Nope. In one of my older videos, I had that happen where I was gonna sneeze and then it went away, and I explained how my body learned how to do that. I was trained to not sneeze when I had sciatica really bad, and I had to have surgery like 8 years ago, I think it was 8 years ago. And it would hurt so bad when I would sneeze that my body learned how to not sneeze. But it still does it to this day, even though it doesn't hurt when I sneeze anymore usually. But my body just, I don't know. It's weird. Okay. Oh, this is, thanks, Spirit. I was supposed to tell you another message, but I forgot. But now that I'm getting it from the card, so that's great. See how, like, the energy is, like, flowing from this hand around up to this hand? It's like a loop. And it's reminding me of, like, energy flowing. And then it has, like, the different symbols for the different elements here. But they look kind of like light codes or something, or like if you've ever seen written light language. I mean, these are just the symbols for the elements, I know that, but it's reminding me of like light language, written light language or whatever, and it's reminding me of like the light codes. And so with the energy flowing and the codes, it's also reminding me of how I was talking about putting codes into the water. Like when I take a bath, I put codes into the water, and then those codes stay in the water, and then it goes to the water treatment plant, and then the codes stay in there, and it goes to other people in my neighborhood who use the same water tower as I do. They get my codes. Anyway, that's making me think of that too. But what the message that I was supposed to tell you that I forgot until I was reminded by this card is when I was in the tub last night. I get lots of crazy downloads in the tub. And I got the message that we are all all of us light workers are all, well, everybody is energetically connected, but that the light workers are specifically connected to each other, whether we know it or not, or, you know, we're connected with other light workers that we don't even know in this life, but we're actually working together and doing energetic work and coding with each other without even knowing that we're doing it. So I realized this from somebody who watches me. I don't know, I feel bad about calling people out by name sometimes, but you know who you are. And you have this person's made me aware that, you know, sometimes something that she says to me triggers something in me that makes me get a message, that I get a message from or whatever, and I will say things that trigger her, and then she gets messages from the things that I'm saying, and we're going like back and forth. But I was shown last night that it's just an energetic thing that we do too with each other, that we don't even have to know each other. Like she and I were probably working energetically together before we ever even were aware of each other, that we were in this life or whatever, if that makes sense. I can't talk. I just saw 11:11. And what else? I was also told that if you've ever heard of the 100th monkey effect, the concept or whatever, it's basically that, I think it was a real thing with monkeys. That's where they got it from. Is that like a group of monkeys like learned how to use like a tool in a certain way or something, and then as soon as enough monkeys learned how to use that tool in that way, like all of a sudden all the monkeys in the world suddenly knew how to use it at the same time. So that's kind of like, because we live in a simulation and whatever, I guess it's something like with the coding or whatever. And I was shown that that's what happens with the light workers, that the first wave of light workers, like we have to learn things kind of the hard way, and we've had to learn through trial and error or whatever. But I can't explain this well at all with Mercury. I might have to start taking notes until Mercury goes direct again, before I do these videos, because man, my brain is, I'm feeling ungrounded, so maybe I need to get grounded for a second. I apologize. Okay, so we'll see if I post this video. This is not going well. So anyway, I was shown that the light workers are like, we have the 100th monkey effect, that a certain number of light workers will learn how to do have a certain skill or ability or a certain knowing or break a certain karmic pattern. And when enough of us do it, then suddenly all the rest of the light workers will be able to do that at the same time. But the first wave of light workers are kind of having to do it all like the hard way, because I was shown that we're clearing a path. Like we need to clear a path in a field, and so the first group to come through has the hardest job of like getting the stuff to lay down flat or whatever, and then the next group will come along and like cut it or something, and the next group will come along and they just have to pick it up and clear it out of the way. And it's a little bit, each group has it a little bit easier than the one before it, if that makes sense. I don't feel like I'm explaining this well at all. I apologize. I'm having a tough day, you guys. Not really in the grand scheme of things, but just sort of. Just, I can't talk and think and do things. So I was shown that like every time that I learn a lesson or break free of a karmic cycle or whatever, I'm just one person doing that, but that there are many other people who are doing the same things, working on the same lessons and the same whatever. And then when enough of us have done it, then boom, like it's easier for everybody else after that to do it. Like the 100th monkey, I just saw 1444. Anyway, I'm gonna take a drink. I'm not gonna talk anymore. I think I'm just gonna drink my tea and look at the camera. I'm just kidding. I'm not. I kind of want to. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm going to post this. I might just try again tomorrow. I might just scrap it for today and try again tomorrow. Well. This card, the 2 of Wands, I'm being drawn to the VW bus with the surfboard there on that paper. And it's giving me some real California vibes. So, if somebody watching lives in California or something, or maybe somebody was planning a trip to California or wants to take a trip to California, if you do, maybe go watch the surfers. Oh, maybe they're not surfing right now because the ocean might be cold. I don't know. If you live in California, can you tell me, do people still surf even in the winter there? I don't know how cold it gets there, but I don't know why. I'm just really being drawn to that surfboard. I don't really know what this message is. Something about how she's holding this wand, and this wand is just leaning up against the wall, like behind her back, kind of. And she's looking kind of wistfully out the window. Like clearly she's planning a trip, or wanting to go on a trip, or whatever, but she's inside here, and she can only look out the window. She can't go on her trip yet. But she's got her wand, and she's getting ready. So I'm just getting the message that she has to wait for whoever this wand is meant for, she has to wait for that person to come and take up their wand, and then they can go on their trip together. So that that reminds me of, which I don't like to talk about much anymore, but it does remind me a lot of the twin flame phenomenon, twin flame journey. Like, she's the divine feminine, and she's done the planning and the work that she needs to do to be ready to go. So she's got her wand and she's ready to go, but she's waiting for her divine masculine to come, for him to be ready to come and pick up his wand so that they can go together and work on their mission together. So that's what I'm getting from that. Then, of course, we have the Lovers. The Lovers card is a Gemini card. Can mean a choice, but of course this card's just very fiery and passionate. Getting a lot of passion, fire. She's looking like very serious. And he's like smiling, like he's kind of joking around. And I'm being guided to do like the infinity symbol between them. So it's like, and there she's got the lighter skin and he's got like the darker skin. So it's like they're a perfect complement to each other. Like they're very different but complementary. And I'm getting that too because her tattoo looks like the symbol for Sagittarius. But this is a Gemini card, and Gemini and Sagittarius are opposite signs of each other, but they're very complementary because opposite signs are actually very complementary even though they're different. So that's what the message I'm getting here is that maybe there's a couple and where one is weak, the other is strong, and it's like that, just like together they make the perfect balance. Together they like, I want to say together they make a whole, even though each person is whole in and of themselves, right? But it's like when you can, it's kind of making me think like power couple, which too is kind of like this with the twin flame message. So this is very twin flamey vibes to me. I don't know if that resonates with any of the people who are watching me. I know one of you, maybe it does, but I don't know. Balance, there has to be the balance. There has to be the right balance of, the energies have to be balanced just right within each person for them to be able to come together and be fully balanced together. And then when they can come together, then it's magic. And they can create magic and do the mission work together. So magician magic. Get that too. Oh my. Okay. Two of these cards have tattoos. Something about the tattoos. This one's like sacred geometry. This one's like an astrology symbol. So maybe one of the people, maybe they both have tattoos, and one of the people has an astrology tattoo and the other one has a sacred geometry tattoo or something like that. That's very specific. That's gonna maybe fit nobody who's watching, but I don't know. I mean, that's the message I got, so I guess it maybe fits for somebody. I would say maybe it would fit for me, because I do have an astrology tattoo, but I know that's not for me. So it must be for somebody else. Or maybe if you're thinking of getting a tattoo, maybe you should look at some sacred geometry symbols, and maybe one of those will resonate with you, and that might be something you'd like to get. Or an astrology sign, something for your, you know, your sun, your moon, or your rising. Or my tattoo is my sun, my moon, my rising together in one thing, because to me they're all equally important. Just seeing if I get anything else. Just a lot of that flow, like energetic flow energy, which I don't really know what the message is, but whatever. This is making me think of, this looks like a portal. And I'm getting that he's opening a portal by using all the elements here and combining them in just the right way. He can open a portal. His own personal portal. All right. Well, I think that's all I got for today. I'm sorry, this reading sucked. If you're seeing this, I apologize. I'm not sure, totally sure I'm going to upload it or not. I mean, I might as well, right? Like my friend says, like, it doesn't matter if anybody watches it. It doesn't matter if it's any good. I just have to do my job. Queen of Swords again. I don't know why I'm looking at cards. The Tower. So, okay, well, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be a little more grounded and less scattered, and I can get some messages a little more clearly, because this today was like pulling teeth. This whole reading was like pulling teeth. Like pulling teeth. Maybe someone needs to have their teeth, has to have a tooth pulled or something. I don't know. But anyway, well, thank you for being here with me. It's a shorter one today, but it's fine, right? Yeah. I don't have anything else to say. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Bye.